for Donald Trump.
Everybody to the right. I already chose my side.
Now say it with me.
I will vote
For Donald Trump.
Let's go.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Hello. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? I'm Hassan Piker. This is Awesome Broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, 72 degrees and sunny here in Los Angeles, California. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, I hope all the girls, and I hope all the MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day, regardless of everything else that is going on in the world that might point to it not being a beautiful day or a fantastic day. I'm Hassan Piker, and we are live, and we are alive, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what happened in the world of Hassan Piker. This is November 6th. 2024. It is one day after the goddamn election. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of organizing that needs to happen. We're going to be talking about that. I guess one note that I will have for you is that I did a 14 hour broadcast on yesterday. For those of you who don't know, I mean, this is what happened. The election took place and we couldn't do the steal. Sad, but Trump content is so excited. No, I don't. I'm not entertaining that bullshit. Like, I don't give a fuck that hogs and hogalinas are going to have a metric ton of tremendous content. It literally does not matter. I think that the future of this country is in a dire situation. Now, make no mistake, the country was fucked regardless of whether Donald Trump was going to be president or Kamala Harris was going to be president. It's fucking bleak. It's so goddamn bleak. We had a Republican primary last night and the Democratic Party lost it. We're going to talk about how right I was about so many of the fucking issues that everybody was telling me I was on fucking cope watch or I was wrong. I'm so wrong. I'm so wrong. Kamala Harris is brilliant. Kamala Harris is brilliant. There's a brilliant method to the madness. You just don't understand it. You don't have the same fucking internal polls. And it's not just like people that were in this fucking community that were telling me this every now and then, but there was also so many goddamn people that were in my even like personal life that was telling me this shit. Made me feel like I'm going crazy. One thing to say, in terms of personal news, I went to bed last night at 2 a.m. I woke up at 6 a.m. I had a conversation with my family, as I always do in the morning. And then I went and I worked out. Why did I do that? Because life goes on, all right? It does not fucking matter. You have to stay on message. You have to stay with your rigid life and work-life balance. You have to still feel human, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Donald Trump's the fucking president. Like, again, it's going to suck. It is what it is. You just have to still focus on your own life. You have to still focus on improving yourself. First and foremost, you need to focus on yourself and ensure that you're healthy. Before people say, it's because you're a white man and it doesn't matter, or whatever the fuck you want to say about that, it does matter. It will be beneficial for you regardless. It will be beneficial for you to continue improving yourself. You'll become a better person, you'll become a more confident person, and it will allow you to have some semblance of stability. Why is this very important? It's because over this past year, I have talked extensively about the dire situation that's happening in Gaza, the dire situation that's happening in the United States of America, that America is staring down the barrel of something nefarious, regardless of whether Kamala Harris won or if Donald Trump won. Obviously, the situation is much worse when Donald Trump is winning than Kamala Harris winning, but it's bad regardless. And especially like how vitriolic the online discourse has gotten. But I am mentally in a healthier place and a happier place than I've ever been. And I think part of that is because I work out. It's because I work out every day. I have set goals for myself and I have achieved certain goals that I've set for myself. And I think that is really significant in helping me maintain some semblance of control over my life. I posted this the other day before the election. I said, vanity stuff aside, working out and becoming physically fit has truly improved my mental health in spite of the insane levels of vitriol online. It's something I have control over, and achieving these goals has restored my confidence. I hope this inspires others to work out as well. That is the truth, because when so many things are happening in the world that are completely outside of your control, you have to focus on things that are within your control. This is one of those things, and it has massively beneficial. It has massive benefits for your mental health. You will feel better. It's something that I truly think will be helpful for every single one of you. It's something that you got to work on, you know? That's one aspect of it. It doesn't have to be just working out, for the record. You can fucking learn a different language or something. You know what I mean? You can learn to become a puzzle master. I don't know. In times like this, I think it's very important to remember that. It's very important to remember that, you know, there is a world outside of politics, even though politics can get ugly, even though politics will be massively consequential in your own personal development, your own personal life. Like, nobody wants to think about a goddamn government stooge coming in and disrupting a medical procedure that you normally had the freedom to be able to get, and now you can't because a bunch of the dumbest people got together and decided, fuck that, you shouldn't get that. I want to control what you do to your own body. That's devastating, and I totally understand that. But in spite of all of that, like I said, it's good to rely on one another in times like this. It's good to rely on your community in times like this, and it's good to rely on yourself in times like this. A lot of people look to the situation at hand and recognize how helpless they are, recognize how powerless they are, and basically think, what the fuck is going to happen? This is a dire situation. I've had so many Trump supporters reach out to me in the last 24 hours to be like, so what's up with this Trump guy? Why is everybody saying he's so fucking aggro? Like, and this is like good faith. This is not bad faith. They literally are just like, I don't really get it. I don't know why people are feeling this way. And I think that is a massive problem with like the way that the Democratic Party has not communicated, the way that the media has dropped the ball. We're going to be talking a whole bit about that today. You're an idiot and directly influenced this. That's funny. You're right. Definitely. I directly did this because I played Vote por Trump, the song, too much. Yeah, I did this. I'm Kamala Harris, by the way. Guys, I did this. I'm Kamala Harris. I've been working with Kamala Harris. I'm Doug. I'm both of them. I have actually been campaigning with Kamala Harris. I'm the one who sent Richie Torres to Michigan. I'm the one who told the campaign to send Bill Clinton to Michigan to be like, Judea and Samaria is goated and that, you know, all Arabs deserve to get killed. Honestly, it is what it is. Don't vote for us. We don't want it. My mistake. Okay? My mistake. Didn't think that was going to fucking fail spectacularly. I was the one who said Liz Cheney should be a prominent fixture of the fucking campaign. My bad. Mea culpa. I will recognize it and I will own it. I'm sorry. I told the campaign, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, were launching them like missiles into the fucking suburbs. They will be screaming bloody murder. They will be singing the gospel. They will carry the red book. They're all Maoist third worlders now. They're all in the Democratic Party's coalition. That was me. I'm the one who said, do not campaign about any of the economic issues that a shit ton of Americans are experiencing in a time when they have felt negative real wage growth. Do not do that. Do not talk about that at all, okay? No matter what. Talk about civility. Talk about institutions and talk about defending those institutions. That's what I said to the campaign. That was me. That was my bad. I was like, please, no matter what you do, there are 35 polls that show that you are picking up at least 6 points if you change trajectory, if you separate yourself from Biden's Gaza policy. No matter what, do not do that. Do not separate yourself from Biden. I said in the last hour, do not ever separate yourself from Biden. Go on The View. I said to Kamala Harris, I said, Madam Vice President, you must go on The View and you must tell the American population that you are just like Joe Biden. I'm sorry. As a Democratic campaigner, I said all of those things and they listened. And now I'm here to say, my bad. The Trump campaign's research found that up for grabs voters were about 6 times as likely as other battleground state voters to be motivated by their views of Israel, war, and Gaza. This is why Trump fans ramped up the anti-war rhetoric in the last few weeks of the campaign. And to me, I saw that and I knew that because I was reading the polls that said, hey, you should say something about this. And I always said, don't you say a thing. Don't you say a damn thing about this, because that's bad. If you say a damn thing about Israel-Palestine that communicates that you understand the victims, the humanity of the victims in this circumstance, an objectively unpopular policy that the Biden administration has continued along with, despite the fact that 80% of Democrats, 70% of independents, and 54% of Republicans wanted a ceasefire. I told the campaign, don't do that. Lean in to the right-wing reactionary government of Benjamin Netanyahu. Lean into that. Bear hug him. Give him another $8 billion. Do that. That's what I said. It's my bad. I said, send John Fetterman over to fucking Joe Rogan. Do that. Send the one guy in the Democratic Party's caucus that literally cannot communicate due to a disability that he has. Like him, hate him, doesn't matter. It's a format that requires you to speak. That's what I said. I was like, Tim Walz, you shut the fuck up. You shut your goddamn beautiful mouth, Tim Walz. I don't want you anywhere near the Joe Rogan Experience. Bernie Sanders, go back to the back office. I don't want you anywhere near the Joe Rogan Experience. So if you guys didn't understand what I was doing there, I was responding to one chatter who said that, I am the reason why the Democratic Party lost. And I gave you some of the reasons why the Democratic Party lost, assuming the position of a Democratic analyst, a Democratic campaign consultant. Now, of course, you could probably tell that I was being humorous in this situation. There's a lot of normies in here, so I wanted to, make sure that you understand what my position is, make sure that I clarify. No Democratic campaign consultant would ever acknowledge or admit or apologize for their failures. They would never do that. Never in the history of the fucking Democratic Party has a Democratic consultant gone out there and been like, my bad. Peter Dow, last guy he did that with Hillary Clinton. That was it. Peter Dow is the last guy. Now he's like a literal fucking radical Maoist third worldist. If you want to know, Axios is already reporting Trump is going to begin operations to deport millions of undocumented immigrants when he starts his term. Campaign press secretary Caroline Leavitt said Wednesday morning he'll launch the largest mass deportation operation of undocumented immigrants on day one. It's Nazi time, and I cannot begin to explain to you how dire the situation is going to be. But before we get to what Donald Trump is going to do, I know that immediately after this massive fucking loss, the Democratic insiders, the rat fuckers themselves, went to the media and started talking about how it's the left that was the problem. It was the third party voters that was the problem. The margins aren't there. If every third party voter voted for the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris still would have lost. I hate that this is yet another instance of I told you so, but the worst possible instance of I told you so. It sucks. It's hollow. It doesn't fucking feel good. Hold on. You say you thought Harris would win the night before? Yeah, I did. I slightly favored Harris winning with an electoral college W in the blue wall, as opposed to a general population, like a general election overall population victory for Donald Trump. I thought that Donald Trump was actually going to win the popular vote, and Kamala Harris had a slight chance of winning the electoral college. And the reason why she lost the electoral college, and I said the only reason why it was a slight, very marginal chance for Kamala Harris, was because of the many failures of the campaign that I have been actively fucking communicating for months. Ultimately, everyone came in here and chirped and chirped and chirped and chirped and chirped and chirped and said, no, you don't understand. The ground game is great. The ground game wins elections. Ground game wins elections. It doesn't fucking matter when the top line communications are bad. If the campaign doesn't have a good message, $30 million of ad spend in every fucking swing district is not going to change it. You can pump them filled to the fucking brim with bad messages and bad campaign strategies. They're not going to respond positively to it. And the polls were right. They didn't respond to it. And it's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating because all of the unimaginable problems that we presented over and over again that so many fucking people did not want to see were correct for months and months and months, both on the Pod Johns podcast, both on Newsweek and numerous articles. I talked over and over and over and over again. I said consistently that Kamala Harris has a slight chance of victory, but overall her prospects are dire. I said over and over again that the reason why this race is even close, despite Trump's campaign being overall awful, which it is. And many people are going to tell you it was brilliant. Many people are going to tell you Trump was fucking brilliant. He did a fantastic job. He did not. He did not do a fantastic fucking job. Donald Trump lost votes from 2020. Kamala Harris lost a fuck ton more votes from 2020. And that's it. Americans were very angry, and the campaign once again did not respond to them at all.